Hi, my name is Paul Kenny and I'm a music teacher and composer and music producer, and I just thought I'd just do a quick video about qualifications in music, and it's one of those areas. It's a very grey area. Has been, I don't know, for forever and a day, I guess, since the dawn of time. Most other professions, you have to have accreditation to do what you do. Like, you have to have training, you have to have all sorts of things, which are trackable and be accountable to your clients. For instance, there's no way I could put a sign out on my footpath saying brain surgery is done here. If you have a problem, come on in, I can sort it. You can't do that. There's certain things that you have to, and criteria you have to go through. You can't just open up a shop in town and become a motor mechanic, for instance, without having the necessary abilities and training and have done courses and all that sort of thing. Music teaching happens to be one of the grey areas within the professional industries of employment and client-based type professions, where you don't need all those sort of qualifications to just simply put a sign out the front and say, come on in for piano lessons, come on in for music lessons. It's an extremely grey area, and a lot of students and parents fall into the trap of cheap piano or cheap music lessons. And you might turn up at a teacher's place and be paying cheap fees compared to other teachers, I guess. The teacher might just have a tiny little keyboard they're teaching your child on, or yourself on, something from like a supermarket type thing. It's probably only cost $200 or something. Compared to fully qualified, trained musicians, teachers, piano teachers, for instance, which have probably bought thousands of dollars worth of a piano, something like this sitting here, for instance, that they're teaching your child on or yourself on. And there's a big difference. Most parents and students probably wouldn't see such a great difference. But in the profession of teaching, there is a huge difference. There's the professional teachers, and then there's the backyarders, I guess you probably call it, like most industries refer to it as. Those that don't have any qualifications, those that may have had a few lessons when they were a child, and down the track they decide to have let's teach a few students for a bit of pocket money. They don't realise the harm that they do to those students. They don't realise the fact that they're actually ripping the parents off. Regardless of what fee that you're paying, you're still being ripped off whether you pay $10 a lesson, $20 a lesson, And by the way, the industry standard here in Australia, through most of the states that I know of across the country, the set recommended minimum per hour fee is around $80. Some teachers are charging a lot more than that in the big cities and things like that. Those teachers in the regional areas are probably charging 70, 75 to 80 for an hour, that is. So you could expect to pay $35 to $40 per half hour lesson. And of course, the teacher has a quality instrument that you're coming in on. The teacher has spent years studying, gaining degrees, gaining experience. They've probably been teaching for 20 years, 30 years. There's a big difference. So just be on the lookout. Just question the teacher you're going to for their credentials, their background, how long they've been teaching, what instruments, how do they teach? Do they teach theory? Do they teach songwriting? Do they teach everything apart from just coming in and playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano? Just question, and you have every right to question. Don't feel that you're doing the wrong thing. Please don't feel you're doing the wrong thing. You have every right. It's your child or yourself that are going for lessons. You're paying your hard-earned cash to that teacher, and you need to make sure that every single box is ticked with a big green yes tick. And the big one, first off, is if they have registration with working with children's, the registration police check. You need to cite the card. They will have a card with their photo on it. If they can't produce that, turn around and say, sorry. Most states now in Australia, it's law that they have that card, okay? Or display a number which you can go online and check to make sure that everything adds up and everything's as it should be. So it's peace of mind, that's the first one. And then of course their credentials and all sorts of things. Probably the last thing is to check as if they can actually play. I have come across so many teachers in my 30 years plus of teaching that can't play. Now, you would think that would be a number one criteria, that at least the piano teacher can play the piano. At least a guitar teacher can play the guitar. And I'm not talking about just staying one lesson ahead of the students. I'm talking about the fact that they can sit down and play. If they have done the diplomas, the degrees, depending on which university or private studies, for instance, through Trinity College or Amy B or something like that, they've gained a standard, a diploma, letters in music, they should be able to sit down and play the piano and give a piano recital, a piano concert. They should probably, maybe, if they've gone down that road, they maybe have some CDs that you can listen to that are available online or for you to buy, so you can at least hear that the teacher is able to play music. I mean, it sounds like a silly thing I'm talking about, and I'm laughing about it because I have come across so many teachers in my time that can't play. The number one line I've heard is, "Oh, I don't play in front of my students." If you don't play in front of your students, who do you play in front of? If you can't show a student and inspire a student to your playing ability and the music they're playing from and what can be achieved or how they can improvise and expand on the music, if you can't do that, you shouldn't be teaching. You shouldn't be teaching. And that thing, I don't play in front of students. Well, that pretty much sums it up. Don't play in front of them. Because you shouldn't be teaching for a start. Okay? Now, you're probably thinking, what's got me sort of rolled about this? Well, again, I've had students and new students and that come through my door that have been with teachers for years. Some of these students can't read music properly. Some of these students can't play. And you think, what have you been doing for these years? Where all the money that's been given to this teacher for teaching, why? They should have been paying you. And it's just ridiculous. And it's one of the only professions that I have come across that is like this. So many people might retire and think, oh, I learned piano when I was a kid, I might do a bit of piano teaching. It doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't work like that. These teachers are doing more harm to the students. They're damaging the profession. They're damaging teachers like myself that have spent years studying, going to different universities and doing the hard study, working really hard to be able to afford a quality instrument to play, that students sit here and play. So when you go to your music teacher next, ask a few questions. If you're ringing up and inquiring for music lessons for next term, for your little child or yourself, ask the questions. Just what I've said here tonight on this video. Ask the questions. I'm just in between students at the moment. I'm waiting on my next student to arrive. I was looking at the clock there. They're running a little late. So ask the questions, guys. And if you feel that things need questioning or you need to have a chat with someone about the teaching industry and music or anything like that, all you got to do is pick up the phone and give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Very, very happy. Doesn't matter if you're already going to a teacher. Doesn't matter if you're anywhere in the country. Doesn't matter if you're even overseas. International students. I talk to people all over the country, all over the planet during the course of a day. I was talking to someone from Spain last night. I was talking to someone in Italy this morning. There was a couple of people in the UK yesterday. So it's a grey area, this teaching. So as I said, investigate, do your homework. And that way it's a bit of peace of mind and you'll be happy with the teacher that you're with. That's the thing. Make sure your students are happy. Make sure the students go running in the door to the teacher with a big grin on their face. They're happy to go to music lessons. It makes the world of difference. The world of difference. So check out my website. They're listed below here. My name is Paul Kenny. You can check out the website paulkenny.com or paulkennymusic.com is my composer professional profile webpage. And as I said, if you've got any questions, very, very happy to help. So until next time, thank you very much, and may the rest of your life Be the best of your life and enjoy your music. That's the main thing. Enjoy everything you do. Bye.